Fromville isn't a factory. It's a thermodynamic engine fueled by you. Randall is the leaking valve, venting raw trauma into the air. Sara is the exposed wire, catching the signal bleed until her nerves short-circuit. And Acosta, she's the accelerator, turning social friction into high-octane fuel. We're exploring why the distance between your fear and its physical manifestation is collapsing. The town isn't trying to kill you. It's just responding to the fact that its fuel is heating up and the valves are wide open. Fromville operates like a thermodynamic engine fueled by the collective trauma of its residents. It's indifferent to morality and lacks a concrete plan. It simply abides by the laws of emotional pressure and resonance. For decades, the town lingered in a state of eerie stasis, almost like a cold storage phase. For 44 long years, the town held its breath. There was no growth, no evolution, not even proper decay, just a prolonged stillness marking Martin's reign. Martin wasn't just imprisoned, he was like a sealed reservoir, absorbing every painful moment, every scream, and every heartbreak from the people above. None of it vanished. It settled like silt at the bottom of a still lake. The town remained devoid of seasons because nothing was circulating. Trauma built up but never transformed. It stagnated. Martin carried the weight of the town's history within a sealed reservoir, preventing any energy from flowing. This is why Victor spent 44 years in a world without seasons. There was no movement, no gradients, no outlets, just a snapshot of a tragedy that refused to evolve. Victor grew up in this stasis, his childhood encased in emotional amber. Then, the seal broke when Martin passed away. The system didn't just lose a man, it lost a pressure lock. Whatever sustains Fromville, be it memory or emotional residue, suddenly found itself without a stable place to condense. That's when Randall entered the scene. The arrival of Tabitha and Randall's transformation shattered the town's stasis. Tabitha's ascent to the tower acted as the projection that finally breached the system's seal, creating a pressure gradient that had been absent for so long. At the same time, the town's method of storage evolved. Unlike Martin, who was an archive, Randall is a reactor. His reactive, defensive, and volatile nature has turned him from a silent vault into a pressurized chamber. When the system ripped his mouth, it wasn't a mere act of cruelty, it was the removal of a regulator. Without a filter to control what goes in and out, Randall became a leaking valve, releasing raw, unrefined trauma directly into the town's frequency. Randall isn't an archive, he's pure volatility. He doesn't absorb quietly, he reacts. He doesn't compress, he flares. If Martin was cold storage, Randall is a reactor core with cracked shielding. The mutilation of his mouth symbolizes disarmament, removing the ability to regulate intake and output, which strips away the power to choose and filter. This is where the monsters find their voice. They aren't independent predators with personal grudges, they are the acoustic echoes of the system's logs. In this closed loop, every intense emotion generates a wave. The monsters taunt the residents with uncanny precision because they literally replay the recorded frequencies of past traumas. They serve as the system's speakers, broadcasting the noise generated by the residents themselves. They are playback devices, echoing whatever frequency has been stored below. When they taunt someone with intimate knowledge, it's not strategy, it's resonance. The town replays what it has recorded. For decades, the projection system lay dormant. No operator, no outlet. When Tabitha reached it, circulation resumed, but in a chaotic manner. Instead of stabilizing the flow, she punctured the boundary. Pressure builds below, while projection leaks above. The middle, the town, starts to destabilize. This is where Sara becomes essential. She isn't a vessel she doesn't store or project. She conducts. Something in her is stripped bare, like exposed wiring. The voices she hears aren't spirits choosing her. Their signal bleed a data escaping the reservoir and reaching the first nervous system sensitive enough to register it. Her physical wounds aren't metaphorical, they're symptoms of overload. Too much signal passing through fragile insulation. Sara stands as the system's greatest defect, the exposed wire. Lacking the insulation necessary to endure such throughput, she captures the raw bleed while Randall leaks the data and the tower projects it. The voices she hears and the marks on her skin are the results of a short circuit. She's caught in a feedback loop where the trauma leaked by Randall is intercepted by her nerves, projected back through the system as an event, and then recycled into new trauma, creating a self-sustaining spiral of noise. Now, picture Randall venting unstable memories into the environment, while Sara remains an unshielded conductor nearby. That's not prophecy, that's feedback. Trauma released, picked up, amplified, and remanifested, creating new trauma to fuel the cycle. As circulation returns after 40 years of stillness, the town begins to change. The snow isn't just aesthetic horror, it lacks energetic contrast, merely flat equilibrium. Now there's flow, producing extremes, cold, heat, movement, decay, and growth. Fromville is no longer frozen in denial, it's metabolizing again. This brings us to Acosta. She doesn't balance Randall, she accelerates him. Her aggression isn't mystical, it's social pressure. She confronts instability with force and control. In a town driven by emotional resonance, heightened human conflict acts as high-octane fuel. Every shouted order, every power struggle, every fracture among survivors generates a dense emotional charge. The creatures don't need to grow stronger. Instead, the people are producing richer material. Acosta enters this fray not as a stabilizer, but as an operational accelerator. If Tabitha symbolizes vertical transcendence and escape, Acosta embodies horizontal control, aggression, and direct action within the layer. Her presence intensifies the social friction among survivors, generating a denser, more immediate energy than passive fear ever could. She's fueling the engine. Under Martin, the system was clogged, yet stable. Under Randall, it's reactive. Under Tabitha, it's porous. With Sara, it's electrically noisy. And with Acosta escalating the tension among the living, the emotional throughput increases. The unsettling truth is the town may not be conscious. It might not be maintaining itself with intent. It simply obeys internal laws. Pressure rises, valves fail, energy seeks expression. We are moving away from a world of slow, predictable cycles and into a phase of thermal runaway. The delay between a traumatic event and its physical manifestation is shortening. The town is becoming more reactive, personal, and volatile because the distance between storage and projection is collapsing. Fromville isn't trying to harm its residents. It's merely responding to the fact that its fuel is heating up and its valves are wide open. The real danger in the days ahead isn't the creatures lurking in the woods, but the reality that humans have become high-output generators for a machine that no longer has a functioning brake.